do that because I have hundreds and hundreds of passwords, and I don't follow this procedure for everything, but I do it for general things just because I have a very complex phrase, and I use upper and lowercase, I use several characters, and it keeps me straight in my head, so I can keep all of those anywhere I'm at without having to have them written down once. But so it's a formula I came up with that's complex enough that it will not be cracked, but it's easy enough for me to remember. I know I got a friend that she does her email backwards, and she just has like phrases and she uses things backwards. So there's all kinds of things you can come up with. Just don't use your birth date and AAA 123 password. Just simple ones, because they do figure it out. As Dan said, they have programs that run that basically can run and just do hundreds of thousands of transactions an hour, and they let them run for days, and they go through every possible word and combination and change all kinds of stuff, and it's all done by a computer, and it can be done very fast, and they can hack into. I have a website, and I get reports of who's hacked in, and I get hacked in from everywhere, from Vietnam to Belarus to Russia to Brazil. It's just crazy. And after 10 times, it locks them out. So I have software that says after 10 times, you don't have a clue. It's not legit. Yes.
Chris, you just said you've got hundreds and hundreds of passwords.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. A lot of people have a lot of passwords.
Yeah.
I myself found that I have a lot of passwords, but I keep them in two categories. One, passwords like for banks and things like that.
Right.
Those, I make sure they're very hard to break. The other one's like if someone gets into my McDonald's account and takes my coupons, I don't really care. So I make that a very simple password, and I'll use it almost everything, because I don't really care if someone gets it. That way it's not so hard to figure out
Right.
and make them hackable or not.
Yeah. Well, the bank, so Ted said basically he had two sets of passwords, one for easy accounts and one for more serious accounts like banking. I noticed some of my banking, they make me actually, I pre-designed a picture that I think is it Regions Bank that does that, or Commerce Bank? Commerce. So they're basically making you use visual pictures and say, yeah, this is the picture, and then you have to do a two-step process. I heard Yahoo's actually going to a thing now where, because most people have smartphones, with every time you try to log in, it says, I have a phone number basically in my account, and they'll text me a 4-digit code or a 6-digit code, and I have to put that in, and it's good for one time. So it ties my phone to like a Yahoo account. Obviously somebody could steal my phone, but they'd have to know I have a Yahoo account and know what it is too. So it's another method they're trying to keep from people breaking in. So they'll actually text you numbers. With my Microsoft account, every time I log into my Microsoft account, because it's very, it's a wide account. I have a lot of clients in there. I buy software for them. Every time I do that, Microsoft they text me to my phone an 8-digit code. I have to put that in. I get 3 tries, and then they let me in. That's along with 2 passwords. So it's very convenient, and it's just the way it is, because you can't afford to have certain things hacked, like your bank. Yes.
What do you think of auto pays from your bank? So the gas company automatically gets paid from your bank account. You don't have to initiate anything. Is that safe?
Well,
Gas, electric, water, you can have all of your bills auto pay. And
yeah,
then
so you've given them your routing number and your account number for your bank.
the bank had, right.
Yeah.
And then they go to your bank and say, today's the due date for the gas bill.
Yeah. It's convenient. We do that in our household. We have several things. I haven't had any issues with it. I haven't looked into it to see if it's a problem. Ted?
Personally, we do auto pay on us everything that we won't change. Like your electric bill,
Yes,
certain things like that we do. I don't feel good about doing auto pay like with Charter or somebody, because if I change, then I have to go back and try and stop. If I'm having Charter go into it, rather than if you have the bank pay it, then you can call the bank and stop it. But if you're going to Charter and giving them the information before they can log in your account and take the money, good idea unless it's maybe a utility or somebody.
So you're saying it's okay if you do it through the bank, but if you do it through the individual organization like charter or someone that's gonna pull that out, it's hard to, and it's not so much for,
A lot of times it's hard to stop.
it's just hard to stop it if you wanna change companies.
You can stop it in the bank, you know, but if you contact the company and give them your information, it's hard to, sometimes it's hard to get them to stop doing it.
Yeah, I don't really have a opinion one way or the other. Like I said, I do it, but I haven't heard any hacking going on with that.
I feel like when I kind of lose my mind, because my bills will pay
Yeah,
themselves.
Yeah, if you're out of town or you lose your mind.
Or if you're out of town. I started that when I worked
Yeah,
for FEMA, and I wasn't home for
Right.
a couple months at a time. It's like, you know, my bills pay themselves. It's great.
When you do bill pay through your bank, like Bank of America, you set that up. You set it up and
Yeah.
pay your credit card bills through that bill pay.
Right, yeah. And those are usually pretty secure too. They have systems in place. Obviously, as you saw earlier, a lot of
But
these,
you're authorizing it each time, each month. You're
Yeah.
telling them how much
yeah.
to whom to pay.
Well, one of the things that I do, and my wife was a banker. I met her at a bank. She was a bank teller when I saw her. And I said, she's for me. And, yeah, and actually my mom was working at a bank and she had a friend and it's a long story. Anyway, she switched banks and that's why I went to that bank and I guess it was destiny. No, it wasn't Russia. It was Lingay Bank. It's gone now. I forgot your question. Sorry. It's videotaped too, you know, so. Well, what's your question? Go ahead. Yeah, your question.
Well,
Just get me back on track.
you're authorizing the bank each month to pay that, like Chase Card Services, Citibank, so much money. For whatever your.
Well, auto pay is different than bill pay.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, the information's still out there.
Your checking account. I do that too.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I started to say is that I do check very diligently my credit card, every single, it has to
Every
be
transaction.
every transaction. A lot of people don't. Like I know, like my kids are a little bit lax about that, and that's how they can end up, you know, adding things, and they're after really the use of your credit card. So you just make sure that. And that's how I've caught a few times some things that shouldn't have been there, and I realized that my number got out, and they just change your number, and that's a real inconvenience for me because I have a lot of things tied to my numbers, but you know, it's just an inconvenience, and that's just part of having to do business digitally online. So, okay, we got to get to the good stuff, so let's keep going. So did everybody understand about passwords, the importance of making a password system that works for you? Don't use the same password for every account, because if they get that, they got your master key, so to speak, and they can get into all your doors. So be careful. Okay, what are they looking for? What are the hackers looking for, the bad guys? Well, they're looking for passwords and sensitive information. Ultimately, they're obviously looking for money. This is an interesting story. It's a true story. A new employee arrives early to work, eager to start the day. As he enters the building, he finds on the ground a USB flash drive with the company's logo on it. He diligently searches out or sends out an email to the office to alert his coworkers of his discovery, but no one responds to claim the lost drive. Still curious, he tries to identify the owner by opening up a few files. So you find a flash drive, you're like, you know, let's say you find one in front of your house. And you're like, well, let's see what's on it. You stick it in your computer and you get infected. So basically what happened is the bad guys, they planted that in the parking lot. Who loaded it with malware with them, and as the hackers gained access inside to that company. So, you know, you work at AG Edwards, and I want to get in there, and I can't seem to get any other way, so I just throw a couple flash drives around on the parking lot. Somebody's going to pick one up and take it into their work and plug it in. So, crazy, isn't it? I never would have thought of that. It's pretty ingenious. It's crazy. Okay, next. Okay. Inconvenience. Yes, it's a massive chore of inconvenience to change your passwords, to keep them organized, to keep them correct, to have something that's hard enough where they can't crack it, but you have to remember it. But if you don't, the alternative is, in 6 months, 650,000 PCs were infected with cryptowall virus. And usually, I think is it $500 now? They're